Bearing down on the heart of Dixie and the primary votes tomorrow, I'm joined by Craig Crawford, political blogger at craigcrawford.com, and of course the author of The Politics of Life. Craig, good evening.
How y'all doing?
Oh, good. Now we're going to get it from you. Well, at least you have chops when you do this. But now let's start with that point. When you hear a northerner or a westerner, somebody who is not a southerner, try to speak southern, I was always under the assumption this was somewhat off-putting rather than feeling like an embrace from somebody who wants to get to know you. And in addition to this, we now have the controversy over the catfish. I don't know if you're aware of this. In January in South Carolina at a barbecue place, Mr. Romney said he was not a catfish man, not a fish man so much. In Mobile, he has just announced, I had catfish for the second time. It was delicious, just like the first time. Anybody feel patronized?
I suppose some Southerners might respond, "Kiss my grits," like the old TV show. But, you know, he does it with enough self-deprecation, Keith, that he might get away with. He laughs at himself a little bit. I mean, today he said that he didn't really know which end of the gun to point if he went hunting. But I think back to the 1988 campaign. You've never seen awkward appeals to the South like Michael Dukakis. He made some really pitiful efforts. And in the end, people know he's not from the South. I don't think he has to keep reminding them. That's the problem with a lot of what he's doing.
Essentially, a three-way, too close to call race in both Mississippi and Alabama tomorrow. What do you make of it?
Well, you know, this is like student council election math anymore. I mean, you get two popular jocks in the campaign against the nerd. The nerd can win. I mean, this is just basic arithmetic here. You've got these two candidates in Santorum and Gingrich splitting up the same vote. Add their numbers together in those polls you showed. I think in Mississippi they're almost twice Romney's number. So that's what's going on here, and that's why Romney's campaign does not want them to get out. Not now anyway. They need to get through the next week or two of this dynamic. They want them out eventually, but the only way they can hurt Romney now, seems to me, is if they each start together piling up so many delegates that Romney doesn't get the majority in the end.
So is Mitt Romney financing Foster Freeze and Sheldon Adelson? Is that what it?
You got it. I think I might have tweeted you that.
Something about
I was talking to a real smart operative on the Democratic side who just observed over dinner. I wonder if they're actually working for Romney because this is helping him so much with their money, and it's only their money that's keeping Santorum and Gingrich in the end, it's helping Romney. That's the irony for Gingrich. Staying in the race is helping the guy he apparently hates so much.
Oh, goodness. All right, this is not just pertinent to the South nor to tomorrow, but we're having apparently Romney and ownership issues. And this is, I mean, this seems like trivia, but it seems almost symbolic of the man's life, let alone this campaign and the 99% versus the 1%, all the rest of that. I think people will recall that he said he was not a NASCAR fan, but he knew a lot of the owners of the NASCAR teams. Now this remark about Peyton Manning, who's just become the premier free agent in sports. I don't want to see Manning at Miami or the Jets. Both owners are friends of mine. You know, way to tailgate. Does anybody say to him, just don't mention owners again? It doesn't even work for Republicans and conservatives, does it?
It's who he is. At least he's not hiding it, I suppose. I mean, I keep hearing from people that he is most comfortable and actually comes alive when they go to Wall Street and fundraise in corporate boardrooms. That's where he just has the most fun of all. And that's the person that we're seeing. I really think this is the narrative that Democrats need to seize on, and certainly will. I'm not telling them anything they don't know. But this idea that he's a leveraged buyout artist who enjoyed laying off people and wants to cut his own taxes, I mean, that narrative is going to hurt him if they just pound it and don't get away from it and stay on it all the time.
All my friends own stuff. Robert Kraft, Woody Johnson, the NASCAR team owners. I think it's a simple and easy to understand point, and it might be the year to understand it too. Craig Crawford, of course, the author of Politics of Life and the blogger at craigcrawford.com.
A quick full disclosure, I'm a lousy Southerner. I actually hate grits.
All right, good. Well, if you know what's in it, you know why you might have that opinion.
Comes from grit trees.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Craig.